Hi, Sagittarius. Let's see what the universe is wanting to tell you. My readings are timeless. When you find them is when you're meant to hear the messages. So take what resonates, leave the rest. And if this reading does not resonate for you at all, do not try to make it fit. Spirit, what is coming in for Sagittarius? What does Sagittarius need to know about at this time? This is for the collective, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Cusp. But cross watchers are welcome, and just know that I'm never going to contact you offering you any readings. Only scammers will do that. And if you enjoy my readings and you would like to see shorter ones, you can see those over on my TikTok channel at the Mf'n High Priestess. Just make sure you do spell it correctly, because there are scammers that kind of change the spelling or add numbers and stuff to my name. We have Vine. Seek out information that will help you. So it's very important here, for some reason, and we're going to clarify the cards and try to see what's going on, that you seek out some information. What else, Spirit? What else for Sag? There could be something, that you don't have all the answers to, or you don't have all the information that you need. So you may need to seek that out, or this could be information that's not being shown to you. It could be purposefully being hidden from you, or it could just be that there's some kind of information that if you had that information, it would help you. Okay, too many coming out, but we do see lightning. Control your anger, or you will be sorry. Always take that as a warning. When I see that card, it's a warning to, control your anger. Sometimes we get very angry, and it's hard to control the anger when you get really, really angry, but there's a need to do so here. Keep your cool. What else, Spirit? Okay, the Mule, which is someone extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. This could be you, or it could be someone else in your energy. We have the Basket, which is recognition, reward for merit. And we have the Feather. Someone is undependable and insincere. Wow. The Feather and the Mule could be the same person. You could be dealing with someone who's undependable, not sincere, and they're stubborn. And they're not ever going to change. They're always going to be that way, because they're not even willing to change with the Mule. But it could be two different people. You could be one of them, and one of them could be someone else. We're going to clarify. We're going to try to get to the bottom of what's going on here. But whoever this Mule is, they're not going to change. They're not even willing to. Anyone can change. No matter what anyone says, we can all change. But you have to have the self-awareness to change, and then you have to have the desire to change. We have the key, successful outcome to your problems. And I will say in tarot, keys are, this is talking about a successful outcome to your problems, and that's really good, and it's really important to this reading. But when I see a key in tarot, it is also about knowledge. Keys are about knowledge, and knowledge can open doors. And we have the Vine, which is about seeking out information that will help you. So I feel like whatever this successful outcome, it is going to require your knowledge, or not your knowledge for sure, but it's tied in with the information that you need to seek out. That's the knowledge that you need to have to overcome this problem. Let's clarify the reading. Let's clarify the cards, see what's going on. Spirit, show me Vine. Seek out information that will help you. Why is the Vine here, Spirit, for Sag? Queen of Pentacles. Feminine, earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and we have the Nine of Wands. And the Knight of Athmes, Two of Wands. Yeah, so you could have Earth in your chart. You don't have to, but you could with the Queen of Pentacles. But I definitely feel like this is your energy. I think you are someone who's very focused on your material world. It could be just your home and your family, or your stability and security here. But you're in the Queen of Pentacles energy. You're coming out as the Queen of Pentacles. You could be someone who, and disregard gender. There's no gender in tarot. There is only energy. We all have masculine, feminine energy within us. But as the Queen of Pentacles energy, you're someone who is a very nurturing person. You do have high standards, not just for others, but for yourself as well. But you are a nurturer. You try to help anyone you care about. You care about your home and your family and your stability, and that you focus on those and you give care and nurturing to those. But what I feel like here with this Knight, this right here is with this vine about seeking out information, is that you do have someone coming in here towards you. Someone in Knight of Acme's energy. Someone wanting to have a conversation with you. The problem with the Knight of Acme's is that they can come in very impulsively. They don't always give careful consideration. I think that this is going to put you into a Wands energy, needing to make a decision at a little bit of a crossroads. It may leave you feeling this Nine of Wands. This could make you feel the way this person comes in towards you. They could be coming in to tell you something, but you may put your, this may be very disconcerting, and you may put your blocks up when they come in. It could be because of who they are. I'm not sure yet. We're going to keep going with the clarification, but I feel this is someone that you may already kind of have your guard up against this person. You're not necessarily trusting them or what they say. Spirit, show me the Queen of Pentacles. I think they want to come in and have a conversation with you. I think it is going to leave you if you decide to talk to them. It's something where you are going to be at a crossroads. But I think it is someone also that you have boundaries up towards. And that's not a bad thing, keeping your boundaries up until you know if you can trust. Spirit, show me the Queen of Pentacles. And I think that's why you are getting the vine, because it isn't someone that you trust. So you may need to really not just listen to what they say or, use your intuition here on what they're telling you, but also maybe get corroboration about what they're telling you. Spirit, show me Queen of Pentacles. Don't just take everything they say at face value. Spirit, show me Queen of Pentacles. Even if what they're saying sounds good, okay? Yeah, seven of Acme's. Three of Chalices. And Harvest. Yeah, this is a past energy. It doesn't have to be a lover, but it's definitely a past energy that is reaching out to reconnect in some way with you. Yeah, to heal the connection. Aquarius energy with the star. Healing the connection and having a reconciliation with you. Whether it's love or it could be something in the material world. You are coming out as Queen of Pentacles, someone very focused on the material world. But you don't trust this person. You don't trust them. There could have been some kind of deceit in the past that's got you not trusting them. You have your boundaries up in regards to this person, but they do want to reach out. They do want to have a conversation. It is going to, like I said, if you listen to what they have to say, let's say it's a relationship and not about business. And they come in and they someone wanting to reconnect on an emotional level, then you need to not just listen to what they say. And I don't feel that you should rush into anything with this person. I would say let their actions prove them. Like, don't just rush into it. If they are unwilling to take things slowly, because the Knight of Acme's is fast. It's fast moving energy. It's not always the most reliable, consistent energy. If they're not willing to slow down and build and work on and be invested in the material world as you are, that's your information that you need, that you can't trust this person. Spirit, show me the Seven of Acme's. Why is the Seven of Acme's here? Don't let this person rush you. You need to ascertain through their actions and deeds that they are being honest with you. That if you even want this person to deal with this person again. Spirit, show me Seven of Acme's. Why is it here? The Nine of Pentacles. and the Lord of Shadow. The Six of Chalices. Yeah, there's something here where, you know, they're very focused, you know, on, this is someone that in the past, if this was a relationship, things ended between this person and they wanted to be single, okay? If it's a relationship, but there was an ending with this person, and I feel like they were in a single, just focused on their material world. This could have, like I said earlier, this could be in your material world. This could be, say it was a job, then the ending happened because this person was looking in a different direction in the material world. But either way, regardless of whether this is a relationship, someone who just wanted to be single and the connection ended, the Lord of Shadows is death and that Scorpio energy. This person is now thinking back about you. This could be, let's say it's a job and they fired you. They let you go, or, you know, they let you go and they were looking in a different direction, going in a different direction. Maybe it could even have been a partner that you were in business with. They wanted to go in a totally different direction. Now they're looking back at the past like, wow, if you were an employee of this person, they're looking back being like, dang, we haven't found anyone who did as good of a job. You know, if it's a relationship, they're looking back and being like, they never found, you know, they wanted to be single. They wanted to be able to look towards other avenues, other people, but they never found anyone that matched up. Spirit, show me the mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. So I think this person has regrets. They never found anyone that could replace you. You know, you could have, if you were not fired and you quit because there was deceit, because we see the deceit right here with the Seven of Athmes. Maybe you quit because the job, there was a lot of backbiting, things that were told to you, promises that were not kept, that sort of thing. Then, and you walked away, then they were never able to replace you. Whether you walked away, they walked away from you. Spirit, and that goes for business or love. Spiritual mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Why is it here? The Holly King. And the Lady and the Lord. Gemini energy with the Holly King. Virgo energy with the Virgo energy with the Holly King, and Gemini energy with the Lady and the Lord. This is the Lovers, another tarot deck, and the Holly King is the Hermit. Four of Wands. Wow. It's crazy. That's crazy. The Lady and the Lord and the Four of Wands. Soulmate energy here, okay? This is someone that knows this connection, knows you're important, but they have not, they may not have the ability to really self-reflect on their issues. But they do know. They know that there's something important here about you. You're important. Yeah, they've had the clarity. They have the clarity that you're important to them. And we have soulmates in so many areas of our life. A lot of people think that soulmates are just lovers and that we all just have one soulmate, but that's not true. Soulmates, at least not in my opinion, and everyone feels differently about this, and you may or may not agree, but soulmates, in my opinion, are souls that we meet up with in this lifetime, and we are predestined before we come here to do so. And we meet with them in order to work through karma and to learn lessons. And some are meant to be in our lives for long periods, and some are meant to be in their short periods. Some are even meant to be for you know, once they come in, they never leave. They stay in our lives until we pass away, you know. But some are not. Some are just short-term lessons that we have to learn. And but this person does see the connection. They see the connection. They know the importance. They've had the epiphany about that, but they don't have the ability, I feel like, to listen to their higher selves. They're not listening to their higher selves about this. Even though they know, they have not listened to their higher selves. They have not And they've not done the self-reflection about the fact that they are the ones that messed this up in whatever way they did it, whether it's love or it's business. They messed things up, and they're unwilling to, I feel like, listen to that. I think their higher self keeps telling them that, but they're not listening to it. But they do feel the connection. Spirit, show me the Holly King. Why is it here? Why is the Holly King here? The Page of Wands. And the Seven of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. So they're coming in. They're coming in with this offer, with the Page of Wands, something that they feel like is good news. I think that they're just going to try to brush over what happened in the past with the Seven of Swords. Whatever they were doing that either they left or made you leave, forced your hand to make you leave. I don't think they did that on purpose. I don't think they wanted you to leave. But their actions did it. And I don't think that they've done the self-reflection that they need to come to the realization, understanding. I think they understand, but they're never going to listen to their higher selves and change their behavior with that. And this is something that you're going to have to decide. Is this going to take you to your 10 of Pentacles? Because you're the Queen of Pentacles. You're the Queen of Pentacles. You are over the 10 of Pentacles. That is all you want. You want that stability, security. This could be generational wealth. This could be home, family, stability, whatever having it all is. That's your goal. And with the Seven of Pentacles, you have to decide, is this person even going to put the work in to get to the 10 of Pentacles? Because the 10 of Pentacles takes work to get there. You have to nurture and grow and harvest to get to the 10 of Pentacles, to have it all. It's not something that can just be handed to you. Spirit, show me the Page of Wands. Why is it here? I think this offer is going to be exciting. But what Spirit wants you to know is this is not someone who's changed. Okay, they're not going to change. They don't self-reflect. They understand on an intuitive basis or in an intuitive way that you are important to them and you are important for them. But they do not do that self-reflection that says, oh yeah, I shouldn't have done what I did. And if I hadn't have done that, they would still be around. Maybe they know that, but they're unwilling to put the blame on themselves. They're unwilling to take blame. Spirit, show me Page of Wands. Even if they may know deep down that they are to blame, they're not going to accept the blame. Spirit, show me Page of Wands. This is the kind of person that would get really, really defensive if you ever try to blame them for anything. If you try to have them accept any kind of blame whatsoever, they get very defensive. Spirit, show me Page of Wands. Why is the Page of Wands here? The Green Man. They want a new beginning. They want a new beginning. They're wanting to offer you a new path here. And it is going to be an exciting offer. 5 of Wands, though, on the bottom deck, and the Oak King. I just think you're going to be conflicted in the mind about this. And this is someone that I think you have a difficult time being able to get along with. There's a lot of conflict with this person. Maybe everything starts out great at first, and then they start doing whatever they're doing, there's conflict after that. It's going to leave you feeling very stuck about whether or not you want to deal with this again. The Oak King is Pisces energy. I think you're going to feel very stuck about this because while the offer is exciting, it is some kind of new path that you can take if you want to accept the offer. I think you know that it's going to end up in 5 of Wands energy. King of Athmes, though. Masculine, air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they could have that in their chart. They're coming out as the King of Athmes because they are, I feel like, making a plan And once they get the plan, they're going to take decisive action forward. But I think you're just going to feel stuck about it. Because I think you know that this is someone who is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. That they are never going to change. And it's always going to be the same old, same old. Spirit, show me basket. Recognition, reward for merit. Why is it here? Show me the basket. Page of chalices. Wow, they're coming in. They're coming in to really woo you here with this page of chalices. They're coming in. They're going to apologize. So they're going to show that they understand, at least on a surface level, that they were wrong, you know, with the page of chalices. They're coming in to apologize and kind of woo you over here, tell you they want to put the work in, they want to do what they need to do, Lady and Lord, that there's a connection here between the two of you. They're making the decision with the Lady and the Lord. You're going to have to make the final decision, though. The Lady and the Lord can certainly be a love relationship, but it doesn't have to be about that at all. What it's really about is a choice, a major life decision that you have to make about this person, on whether or not this is something that you can count on, and whether or not you want to put time and energy into the connection, back into this, because it's going to take a lot to rebuild. Whether this was love or business, it's going to take a lot to rebuild here. And do you want to put that time and energy and resources into it? Because I think in the past you did, and it didn't bear fruit for you. Spirit, show me the page of chalices. Why is it here? Why is the page of chalices here, Spirit? Look at that, the Ace of Pentacles. Like I said earlier, with, look, King of Athletes. Yeah, they're coming in to offer you something here as an Ace of Pentacles. This is something in the material world. We just saw the Seven of Pentacles. They're wanting to put the time and energy and resources in. They're going to offer this opportunity towards you. It could be, if it's a job, it could be a job opportunity. If it's a promotion or raise. If it is a love offer, it could be stability, like let's move in together, let's have a committed relationship and live together. It could be even marriage, okay? But remember, you have to put the time and the energy and the resources into the connection to get to your 10 of Pentacles. And you need to decide if you think this person is going to stick around and not go back into the Seven of Athletes energy. We see the mule, which is saying this person is unwilling to change. They're making the plan. They're going to take action. We saw them as the Knight of Swords right at the very beginning, taking action. Strong air energy with this person. They came out as Knight of Swords and King of Swords. In this deck, it's the Athletes, but it's the Swords another deck. Yeah, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they could have those signs in their chart, but they don't have to. Five of Pentacles. They feel this. They feel lack. They feel lack without you. This can still be business for sure. We see so many pentacles with this too, with this reading. So it definitely could just be, something in the material world, but it could also be a relationship. They don't feel like they have enough without you. They need you. Spirit, show me Ace of Pentacles. Why is Ace of Pentacles here? Okay, one just flew out. Let me grab it. Look at that. Yeah, they want a reunion with the Three of Chalices. They want the reunion. They want to reunite here. Oh, look. Lord of Shadows showed itself with the Five of Wands. They want to reunite. They want to transform things. They don't want things to be over with the Lord of Shadows. But it is going to leave you, I feel like, conflicted in your head, because this person's coming back around in a nice energy, you know, but can you trust them? Spirit, show me Feather. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. And like I was saying at the very beginning with the key and the vine, don't just take someone's word. You know, make them work for it. Make them show by deeds and actions. Spirit, show me Feather. Take your time. The Queen of Pentacles is Pentacles are not fast moving. We see this person in sword and wand energy. A lot of sword and wand energy with this person. Fast moving, wanting to take things very quickly, but we see you in pentacle energy. And that tells me you don't want that to go fast, and you shouldn't go fast. You should take your time. Spirit, show me feather. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. And we have the Four of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Chalices. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this person is very much, we see nature, which is the devil, Capricorn energy. This is someone who is undependable and insincere. They're never really sure. They're very wishy-washy. They could have addictions, alcohol, drugs, sex, and gambling, but I just feel like this is someone who is very, very passionate, very, not very stable, with the nature. Capricorn energy, by the way, with nature. They're just very much, I'm trying to think of the word. The devil, although it can be anything and anyone that holds us back, it can also talk about attraction, attraction and, a choice. Like the Lord and the Lady can be a choice. This person chooses. The devil can also be a choice. That while the Lovers is a good choice, the Devil's is a bad choice. The person keeps making bad choices because they're wishy-washy, and they're never really sure about what they want. That's how I'm trying to describe it, but there was a word that I couldn't think of. But with the Four of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles, you have to decide, because I don't think this person is going to put the time and energy and resources into this. They want to reunite with you. They're going to tell you that they're going to put time and work into this connection. But they're coming out as the feather and the mule, someone who's stubborn, unwilling to change. They're not dependable. They're insincere. Spirit, show me the Four of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Why is the Four of Wands here and the Eight of Pentacles? Someone who makes bad decisions because they're never really sure about what they actually want, because they don't self-reflect. They don't go within and do the work. This is someone that needs to go within and do work on themselves before they do anything else in their life. They need to be going within and really doing the work. You can't change. Like I said at the very beginning of this relationship, when we pulled that mule, you can't change unless you have the self-awareness that you need to change, and then you have the desire to do so. Spirit, show me the Four of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Anyone can change, but you have to have that self-awareness, and then you have to have the desire for it. The Ten of Chalices. There they are. They don't really know themselves. They don't do the self-reflection that they need to do. They don't really know what they want. They really don't know. This could be someone who wants whatever they don't have. When they have it, they don't want it anymore. And then when they don't have it, then it becomes their everything. Spirit, show me Ten of Chalices. Why is Ten of Chalices here? Show me the Ten of Chalices here. The Oak King. Pisces energy, Oak King. And the Four of Pentacles. And you're going to have to think of this through. You're going to have to decide, because we all have free will. Some of you may want to get back with this person. And again, this could be love or business, either way. But you're going to have to make the decision here. There's a need for you to really look at the bigger picture. This person hasn't done the work. They haven't self-reflected on the past and what happened in the past. They do know intuitively, but they're not really going to ever take any blame, and they're not going to go within and really do the work. There's someone who makes a lot of bad decisions. But you are not that energy. You are someone who does go within. You are someone who will look at the bigger picture. And that's what you need to do. And you need to decide whether or not to move forward, or to go, or to whether to let this go or not. Hold back. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles is all about, is this going to be worth it? Is dealing with this person going to be worth it? Let's get you an oracle card for guidance. Spirit, give me an oracle card for Sagittarius. What do they need to know at this time? They're coming in. They're going to say a lot of good things, and they do recognize. And I think you're getting the basket because this is someone who does recognize your value. They do feel sad without you. They do feel lack without you. Okay, either sad because if it's a love, lack if it is a business, there's a lack there without you. They couldn't replace you. They know that. But it is someone who does not self-reflect on what, their own behavior was. They do not, they're never going to take full blame for anything. Or I shouldn't say full blame, because there is never really full blame. There's always blame to pass around, but this person doesn't see their side of it. They know it, but they're unwilling to accept it. Spirit, give me an oracle card for Sagittarius. We have chamomile, gentleness, relaxation, and sleep. And I'm going to read it to you. Okay, chamomile. With this gentle energy and flavor, chamomile suggests that perhaps you need to slow down a bit. There's something in your life that is draining you or wearing you down, a relationship, a situation. And the chamomile card quietly reminds you that if you're in a state of exhaustion, you won't be able to do the work that will be required in the future, either at all or to the extent you'll need to. Chamomile invites you to take a pause, step away from your work, whatever kind it may be, and give your mind, body, and spirit time to find balance and equilibrium. And remember, we saw this person. They're coming out in a lot of sword, wand, fast-moving energy. They're going to try to push this. They may want to go from 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye with you, and you don't need to do that. You need to take a pause. She's paused. She's sitting down. She's thinking. Take a pause. Go out in nature. When this person comes around, you may need to withdraw from the situation. Explain that you need time to think. Unless you know, right. And I don't even, even though I feel like this reading is a warning to you that this person's not changed and stuff, I do think you should take a moment and a little bit to contemplate the whole everything about this. But I do feel like for a lot of you, you're not going to deal with this person again. I feel that. I think you're going to get that understanding that you need, that's going to avert this whole problem. Okay, Sagittarius, I hope you enjoyed the reading. And if you did, please like the video.